how to sing Violet by Hole without killing your voice. Mine is forever, my last day, yeah. Mine is forever when they get what they want. Well, they never want it again, and they get... So I'm going to break Violet down for you, and I'm going to show you section by section how you can start to approach singing the song in a way that keeps its rawness, but also doesn't kill your voice off. I'm really excited to share this with you because Hole have been one of my favourite bands ever since I heard of them at the age of 17, which was way back in 1993. And the reason that I decided to make this tutorial today is because on British television there is a television show called Riot Women, and it follows the journeys of, I think it's 6 women who start a rock band, and the theme music that they've kind of chosen is a version of Violet by Hole. Now in the show, she's a good singer, she's a really good singer, but for me, because I've been into grunge and rock and punk and metal for all of my adult life, I've loved punk since I was the age of 7, but I wasn't allowed to listen to it. When I got to 16, I was like, Mum, I still like punk, I'm going to listen to it. So, and I go to a lot of punk gigs, and the first band I was in years ago was actually a punk band as well in the 1990s. So for me, that version is a little bit too polished. It's a little bit too clean and too good. Now, if you know anything about grunge, it's very raw. It comes from punk music. The issue that we've got there is that if you don't train your voice to sing with distortion in a way that's safe, you're going to cause issues, you're going to have problems. And if you've seen any of my videos ever, you'll know that the way I teach is to sing safely, to use your voice safely so that you don't cause issues, so that you don't cause vocal damage, and so that you can have longevity and stamina as a singer. So I'm going to break Violet down for you, and I'm going to show you section by section how you can start to approach singing the song in a way that keeps its rawness, but also doesn't kill your voice off. So let's start with the verse. So it starts, and the sky was made of amethyst. Now what we want is forward placement, twang, and I do have a video about that if you have no idea what it is, that's going to come up around here. If I remember to put it in, it will be in the description. So you want to aim for your nose and your teeth, and the sky was made of amethyst, and you keep it there. And all the stars are just like little fish, and keep it there for the whole of the verse. Okay, so you can pause the video and practice that really nice and forward using a nasal sound. Now, when we get to the pre-chorus, this is when the fun stuff starts. This is when it gets loud and it gets big and it gets raspy, and she has distortion, it's quite screamy, and you can really let go. Now, the issue is knowing how to sing with distortion without hurting your voice, and there are lots of people on YouTube teaching this wrong. And it's very important that you get this right so that you don't feel like your throat is being ripped to shreds. So the sound we want to get is ah! Ah! Mine is forever! So I'm going clean, rasp, clean, rasp. And it takes some time to do. You're probably not going to get it in one sitting. I'd be very surprised if you do, but you can practice it by starting clean and then going into distortion. So we can use a sound ah, 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 or eh, 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 eh. Okay, so you don't want to feel anything at the inside front of your throat, but here is quite far away from where it is in the song. Mine is, it's almost an octave. Mine is forever. Okay, so that gives it that rawness. So you really have to work up to being able to sing with power up there and then adding the rasp. Now, if you don't know how to belt, don't try and do this yet. Learn belting first, then learn distortion, then put it together. So belting in this case comes from the twang. Na! So you can go na, 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 na. Okay, but you have to work up to it. Na, 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 na. And that's the note. Na, na, ever. And then you add the distortion after. Okay, so you're in and out of distortion. And then it gets very clean. My last day, yeah. And then the chorus, they get what they want, well, they never want it again. Keep that forward, and then you're back to the go on, take everything. All right, so you're adding distortion. You're in and out of distortion there. You don't want it there the whole time. You can have it there the whole time, but if you do that right from the beginning, you've got nowhere to go. So I would recommend that you start clean, add a little bit of distortion, and then by the end of the song, you can add lots of distortion to make it really, really big and really get that raw, gritty power and emotion in it. So you have to make sure you do a really, really, really good warm up. You're singing in twang, you're adding distortion, and along the way, there are some soft parts. So right after that, go on, take everything, I dare you to. That's in a later chorus, actually. And then it goes very soft. And the sky was all violet. I want to give my violet more violence. Now, I can't sing the whole thing because of copyright. Now, it just so happens that I had vocal training from the same vocal coach, Greg Enrique, that Courtney Love went to. But I go to him every now and then just to check in. So you're in good hands. I can show you, I can teach you how to sing the way Courtney Love does, and lots of other people and yourself. I can actually teach you the right way to sing with this rawness. Now, Greg doesn't teach distortion, but he taught her how to sing clean and how to use her voice properly, so that even when she's not singing with that big power and with distortion, she's able to control her voice and not kill it. So you want to have basic vocal training. You need to know how to belt properly, and then you add the distortion on the top. When you're practicing, you go section by section. So I would recommend you start with the verses. So you sing verse 1, then you sing verse 2, play around with being hard and soft. So, and the sky was made of amethyst, and the sky was all violet. So you can play around with how it sounds and the dynamics, and you learn the belting. Mine is forever, and then you add the distortion. Okay, so you can go. Add it, take it off, add it, take it off, and then add the and play around with it there. You don't have to put the distortion on in exactly the same places that I am. You play around with it. Now, if this is helping you, remember to click like and click the subscribe button. Most of the people who are watching my videos are not subscribed, and it takes a second and it doesn't cost you a bean. Okay, make sure that you click. And then once you've got that, you can put verse 1 and the chorus together. And just practice that. You don't want to keep going over and over and over and over and over the song, the entire song over again, because A, it's very tiring, and B, if you go wrong, it's a really long time. 3.5 minutes is a long time to then remember where you went wrong and go back and try and fix it. So you fix it section by section, and don't move on until you can sing that section. So I hope this has helped you to understand a bit more about how you can sing with distortion safely, and more specifically, how you can sing one of my favourite songs, Violet by Hole. Now, if you would like vocal lessons, I do have some spaces. I have made some spaces available. So if you go to the description and click book a consultation, we'll spend about 30 minutes together. While we'll listen to your voice, you can ask questions about singing lessons. I'm not going to give you a singing lesson, it's a consultation. So book that consultation, we'll have a chat about where you are, where you want to be. Now this is for people who are very serious about singing. It's not for people who are just curious. I don't have many spaces and I reserve them for people who are very, very serious about singing. People who are professional and who are planning to become professional singers. So get yourself booked in if that's you. Now, something I keep forgetting to do is talk about the t-shirt. So today's t-shirt, this is a band called The Germs. They're an American punk band. I love The Germs. They were only around for a few years and they're, from what I could see, I never saw them live, but from what I've seen from the videos of their live shows, are very, very, very energetic and quite chaotic. So if you either like punk music or you want to find out about different types of music that you wouldn't normally listen to, go and listen to The Germs. Okay, now if you would like me to feature you or your band, if you're an artist and you'd like me to feature you on my channel, then send me links, and if I like what I hear, I will give you a shout out, and if you've got merchandise, I will buy your merchandise if I like your music, and I will feature it on my channel. This goes out to thousands of people. There are thousands of people watching this channel every single day. I'll see you in the next video. Stay hydrated. Ciao!